Hello and welcome to Rathods IAS. Today in this session, we are going to see current affairs of 21st December 2023. So first of all, we are going to see Delhi edition of the Hindu paper and we are going to point out the articles which are relevant from our examination point of view. And after that, we are going to see in how many dimensions we can think about that topic. So that thinking and interconnecting of one subject with another subject is very important from your UPSC point of view. Okay, especially to write a good answer and to write a multi-dimensional essay is this thought process is very important. So if you start thinking now, then only you will be getting lot of ideas and you will be getting lot of dimensions to write a very good essay. So especially many students, you are facing problem in writing essay, because they don't have proper thought process or thinking process. So you should develop a proper thinking process so that you will be getting good marks in your essay. Okay, so let's get started. So before getting started, I want to show one thing, that is mains answer writing course. So we are going to start this mains answer writing course new batch from 25th December 2023. Okay, that is from this Monday onwards we are going to start a new batch. So what are the highlights of this course? It is we are going to cover each and every paper of your mains, that is GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4, and even case studies and essays also covered under this course. And this is a 1-year course. So for every question that we are providing, per se like case study and essay also, we are providing you the model answer. And we are also providing the detailed evaluation of your answer. And also we will be having the live doubt clearing sessions, and also we will be having live essay and case study writing practice as well. So many students have a doubt like how this program will works on. Yes or no? So if you see this program, so first we will be giving you 52 weeks of schedule for 1 year, and based on that schedule every day you will be preparing the topics. And this schedule is given as per your UPSC main syllabus. It will start from GS paper 1, and that too with art and culture, and later on we are moving to this small history, and later on world history, post-dependent India, next geography. In geography we have world geography, Indian geography, and later on Indian society. So in the order we will be moving, and after completing entire GS1, we will be moving on to GS2 and later on GS3, like that. Okay. So on weekdays from Monday to Saturday you will be having questions and answer. But on Sunday you will be having essay or case study. And actually we will be sending questions to your mail, and later on you have to start using stopwatch and you have to write answer for that question. So why stopwatch is important? Because to manage time. So you have to understand like, so what is your writing speed? And next one is whatever the answer you are writing, so you have to send your answer in PDF format to our mail ID so that the evaluation will be done. And we are going to give you detailed feedback like what you wrote, so whether you address the demand of question or not, or else if you can add any more content, or if you can focus on presentation, okay, where you are losing. So all these things will be given in a clear-cut evaluation copy. And again that evaluated copy is sent to your mail, and you will be checking the feedback. So based on that you will be improving. And on every Sunday you will be having live Zoom interactive classes. So there we are going to discuss your problems, one-to-one mentorship, and as well as live essay and case study practice. So this is a very useful course to improve your answering skills, especially students who are facing lack of content, so lack of writing skills or handwriting speed, okay, or structuring of answer. You can join this course. Cost here is 8,200 rupees for 1 year. Even you can pay in 2 installments. Okay. Sorry for the disturbance. So this is about this course. And now let us move back to our Delhi edition. I don't know what happened. So this is the front page of Delhi. So first topic is Lok Sabha passes bills to replace British era criminal laws. So you know that we came up with 3 bills and these bills are going to amend these criminal laws. So what are those bills? So in this small infographic, it said about bills and old law. Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, it talks about replacement of IPC. Bharatiya Saksha Bill talks about Evidence Act, and Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita, it is talking about Code of Criminal Procedure Code. Okay, so these 3 laws are going to amend these 3. So we are going to replace these old laws with these new laws now. So here you have to see like what are the provisions to different from this compared to that of this old law, and what are the possible outcomes of this new laws. So this is very important. And this article is important from GS paper 1 to under polity and governance. So it is important under this polity and governance. And you can expect both prelims and as well as mains based question from this area. So we are going to get prelims and mains based question. Okay, so this is about the first article which is important from your front page. And here you can see one interesting image, that is a tourist, a selfie near huge isle formed in Tammerg north of Srinagar. So you have to see the structure that is called as isle. Okay, that's it. And next one here is government issues an alert after 21 JN1 cases. So again in India there is a trend of increasing of number of COVID-19 cases. So especially there is increased number of cases regarding the new variant, that is JN1 variant. So this JN1 variant of SARS coronavirus, which has been spreading fastly, especially in states of Kerala, Jharkhand and Karnataka. Okay, in Kerala, Jharkhand and Karnataka, so there are number of increasing of new cases of this JN1 cases. So here you have to see what is this JN1. It is important from your prelims point of view. So that's all in the front page. You can move on to next page. So most of the times here Hindu is filled up with advertisement itself. And even in the second page, that is states page, I found nothing is important. See, everything is advertisements here rather than articles. So here you can see one interesting image. It is a dance form, that is girls performing Kolatam, that is also called as stick dance, during Balotsav, a children's festival in Vijayawada on Wednesday. So here you have to see what is this dance form is about, that is Kolatam dance. So it may be important from your history, art and culture point of view. Here you can see one more important article, that is Delhi students shine at the Hindu in school quiz. So here if you are talking about education, so some education societies or some education institutions are coming forward compared to that of other. So here why we have to see the reasons. So what are the loopholes that are seen in our education system? Okay, so especially if you are talking about school education and higher education, yes, in school education we are seeing a lot of difference, and even the higher education. So here you have to see what are the loopholes, or we can say what are the challenges, so which are posed in our education system. And this topic is important from your GS paper 2 under education, which comes under governance part. Clear? And now let us move on. In this editorial page, the first article is important. It is about security breach in Parliament. So here you have to see what will be the impact of this security breach. Okay, so here you have to understand what is the context. So there is a context of security breach. And next one here is, so what will be the impact and what is the way forward. These things are important from this article point of view. So this is important from GS paper 2 under polity and governance. And you can expect a mains based question here, not prelims. Clear? And there is one more article that is important, that is India's defense budgeting and point of deterrence. So here you have to know about multi-role combat aircraft program. So it is a program of Indian Air Force. So you have to see, like for the procurements it is costing a lot. For example, the decade later we are going to purchase about 36 Rafale jets. It was of limited value requirement for 126 aircrafts. So actually if we are talking about defense, we have 3 wings. So first one is Army, Navy and Air Force. So talking about our defense system, so we need proper defense equipment because we are sharing border with China and as well as Pakistan. So we don't know when they will come and attack. So here we need to be very much prepared for the proper strength of the defense. So for this, government is going for purchasing. So because of this purchasing, so what will be happened? So that is the thing which mainly said in this article. And next topic here is about climate action needs an update lexicon. So here you have to know about recent COP28 highlights, and as well as you can talk about recent Chennai floods. So here you have to see why, what is the reason. So here what is the reason for the heavy rainfall? Okay, that is because of northeastern monsoons and even cyclone Mekong. Okay, reasons here is northeast monsoons, and one more reason here is cyclone Mekong. And next one here is you have to see like disaster preparedness. So how it is well prepared to address disaster. And here you have to see like what can be rehabilitation and reconstructions will be go on. It is talking about how the rehabilitation should be done or reconstruction should be done after this disaster. So this article is also very important. And next topic is what causes inflation in India. So here the keyword is inflation. So what is the meaning of inflation? So whenever there is increased or rise of prices, okay, in the market, it includes both goods and services. That condition is called as inflation. And here in this inflation we have different types like cost push, demand pull and built-in inflation. So an important reason for this inflation here is demand or supply issues. So if we're talking about economy, so when you talk about trade, okay, especially in the market, so we'll be having demand and supply. So whenever there is more demand, whenever there is less supply, the price will be increased. But supply, so whenever there is more demand and there is less supply in the market, that will lead to increasing of competition and that will lead to the reduced value. Okay, reduced value. And what happens whenever supply is more and demand is less, okay, the cost will be less. So whenever demand is more and supply is less, automatically it will lead to inflation. So whenever there is a supply is more and demand is less, that will lead to the decreasing of prices. Okay, so the decreasing of this price is called as deflation. Okay, so deflation is a terminology normally used to say that there is decreasing of inflation. Okay, so here you have to see like what are the causes of this inflation. So what will be the impact of this inflation? Okay, so these are very important from your economy point of view. And if you move further, here there is one article that is outcomes of the COP28 climate summit. So what are the highlights of this COP28? Those things are given here, and this topic is at most important from your environment and ecology. Clear? And you can directly move on to this news page. So here you can see Lok Sabha passes telecom bill to replace the 138-year-old Telegraph Act. And regarding this telecom bill 2023, in yesterday's class we discussed provisions. So please go to yesterday's class or notes for this topic of telecom bill 2023. And in this page there is nothing much important. So here you can see government issues COVID alert, says no clustering of JN1 cases. Okay, so he says that yes, we have to curtail this issue of JN1. And next one is 6 dead, 1,000 infected and unsuspected cholera outbreak in Rourkela. So actually what happened, there is cholera outbreak. So cholera is caused by bacteria called as Vibrio cholerae. So why this cholera is caused? Because of contamination. Okay, because of contamination of water and food, that will lead to the serious condition of cholera. Cholera is nothing but in daily or normally used language we can say like loose motions, right? So cholera is nothing but it is also a form of diarrhea, so which is caused because of this organism, that is Vibrio cholerae. Okay, so Vibrio cholerae causes this cholera, and it is caused because of contamination of food and as well as water. Yes, in this business page there is an article that is disinflation may pave a way for interest rates cut, RBI officials. So RBI officials says that because of inflation there is slowdowning of our economy is seen, and because of this RBI is thinking that whether to cut this rates, interest rates or not. Okay, so this article is also very important, and these are some important articles that appear in our today's Hindu newspaper. And now let us try to see the notes. And one more thing is, if you want to get the notes, you can join the Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. So first topic it is about Lok Sabha passes bills to replace British era criminal laws. So which are those? IPC, CRPC and IEA. So here if you see the context, it says that Lok Sabha passed 3 amended bills that seek to repeal and replace criminal laws, and they belong to this pre-colonial period or colonial period. So the criminal law reforms, which brings terrorism offence into a general crime law for the first time. It also drops this crime of sedition and measures mob lynching and punishable by the death. So these are some important things which are mainly given in this important bills. So if you see details, it says that the names of the bills, that is Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, it is to replace IPC, Bharatiya Saksha Bill, which replaces Indian Evidence Act. Next one is Bharatiya Nagarik Saksha, Sanhita bill, it will replace Code of Criminal Procedure. So all these 3 laws you have to remember for sure. And next, if you see the objectives of this bill, so what might be the objectives? So Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita bill, which introduced new categories of offences. So now which are the new categories of offences? Cyber crimes, terrorism, hate crimes, honor crimes, mob lynching, etc. They are the crimes. So it also provides some special provisions for women, children, senior citizens, and even other vulnerable sections of society. And this Bharatiya Nyagarik Suraksha Sanhita. So this bill which is ensures and will protect the rights and interests of victims. Okay, and next one here is, so they are also expecting that this process will provide you the free and for the speedy and free trials, effective investigation, prosecution, which alternative dispute resolution mechanism. They are going to see free trials and as well as effective investigation and as well as prosecution related things. They will be examined here, and the judgment which is given also very, very fast. So here the victim compensation on and as well as rehabilitation schemes, witness protection programs, etc. So actually if you see here, so whenever there is any victim is there, okay, so normally we will be seeing accused and victim in the case. So this here the victim compensation mechanism also given, and even the rehabilitation schemes and witness protection of the programs, they also included under this bills. And first one here is Bharatiya Saksha bill. So this Bharatiya Saksha bill which provides for scientific and technological advancement. It is focusing on scientific and technological advancement in evidence collection and analysis. For example, in DNA testing, narco analysis, brain mapping is very, very important. So this narco mapping and brain mapping had been used in the case, that is the Delhi case. Okay, so who killed this Shraddha Kapoor? So that person here, this narco analysis and DNA testing had been done. And it laid down the guidelines for admissibility and relevancy of evidence, and also burden and standard of proof and presumption of innocence and guilt, etc. So what are the guidelines that can be taken for admissibility? For example, here is if they are feeling burden and there is standard proof or preconsumption of innocent and guilty, etc. So these are also included under this guidelines. So what are the highlights of this bill? So highlights mainly includes this bill provides the definition for terrorism, defenses like separatism, armed rebellion, and it is also against the government. Okay, so they are challenging the sovereignty of the country. So those are very, very important. And next one is confiscation of property. That can be done based on the court orders. So if you want to go for confiscate, that is to take over the property, so that can be done, or the permission will be done by this court orders. Okay, next one is the bill which aims to provide speedy justice and create a legal system. Okay, so this amendments, you are also focusing on providing the speedy justice, because when rather than going with the traditional judicial system, so whenever you are using this fast track courts or alternate dispute resolution mechanism, that will lead to the resolvence of issue faster. And in case of any sexual violence against women, the video recording of survivor, that should be made compulsory. As the police, they must inform about the status of a complaint within 90 days. So within 90 days they have to finish this complaint. The consultation with the victim is required before withdrawal of case. That is punishable by 7 years or more. So victim need to be withdrawing, okay, a case in a punishment, and especially in that punishment they are going to get the punishment for 7 years or more than 7 years. And next topic is community serving. Community serving is being introduced for this specific crimes. And this one is videography of search and seizure is made compulsory, and charge sheet won't be accepted without it. So whenever there is any abuse case here, so they have to take this shade of that so and so persons, okay, and that is compulsory. And even charge sheet, that will not be accepted without this compulsory thing, that is videography. And this one is forensic correction of evidence is also very much compulsory. So for all crimes punished by the 7 years. And if you're talking about what will be the expected outcome, so the bill will bring about a paradigm shift from a punitive and retributive approach to a restorative and rehabilitative approach in the criminal justice. So if you say in this criminal justice, it is going to bring a paradigm shift, okay, from punitive to the retributive approach. And this one is, it will also promote a human rights based approach that respects the dignity and as well as rights of the stakeholders in the criminal justice process. So even in the criminal justice process, we are going to come up with amendments. So this amendment says that can have the ability to improve human rights based approach, and even we are focusing on dignity and rights of all the stakeholders who are involved. So this is about this criminal procedure code. And next one is, finally they are focusing on increasing the efficiency and effectiveness of the criminal justice system, and here they want to reduce delays, pendencies, backlogs and corruption. And next topic is, it will improve the quality and credibility of the judicial delivery or justice delivery. So here we can ensure transparency, accountability and profession, okay. So we can improve quality, credibility and as well as the justice delivery, that can be ensured, okay, especially by this accountability and professionalism. So even it will foster a culture of peace and harmony in the society by preventing and curbing the crimes that threaten the social order and security. Okay, so even it also says that it will foster a culture of peace and as well as harmony in the society, and that is also helpful for preventing and curbing the crimes that has been threaten the social order and as well as security. And next one is, it will also address the root cause of crimes, addressing the economic inequalities, and it will also strengthen the rules of law and as well as democracy in the India by upholding these constitutional values and principles. So actually this point which says that yes, we have to uphold the rule of law and we have to uphold the democracy, and whenever we are upholding law and democracy, automatically we will be upholding universal values or constitutional values, and we have to focus on the constitutional principles. So these are the possible outcomes of this new criminal procedure codes or new bills. And if you see the next topic, it is about GN1 cases. So please let me know how many of you are staying outside your homes, or how many of you are staying in hostels, PGs, or how many of you are going to libraries for studying or study halls for studying. So please be careful. So use mask again and try to sanitize your hands frequently with the soap. So there is no need of even sanitizer also, you can just wash your hands with the soap, that is more than enough. So if you see context, it says that our Union Health Minister, he said that yes, again the number of COVID-19 cases are increasing in the states, especially in states of Kerala, Jharkhand and Karnataka. So if you see here details, it says that what is this JN1 variant. So JN1, it is a sub-variant and it is currently spreading in US and as well as China, and even now we are seeing these cases available in Kerala as well. So INSACOG, that is India SARS Coronavirus 2 Genomic Consortium, so which said that the cases were discovered in Karakulam, Thiruvananthapuram, and the samples that are tested positive on November 18. So November 18, so this first case of this variant which had been got positive. So the patient experiences mild influenza-like illness and symptoms, and finally they can be recovered soon. So if we are talking about some more important things regarding this JN1 variant, so the Union Health Ministry is actively coordinating with the state and health authorities, and even to conduct mock drills across the health facilities. And even if you see, JN1 is very much closely related to this Pirola variant. You have to remember this is Pirola variant. and it also carries one additional mutation with a specific protein compared to that of its relative. So it is having just a spike protein. Okay, so this is about this topic. And now let us see next topic. It is about IMR, that is infant mortality rate. So infant mortality rate is very high in some states. So you have to see like what are the reasons for this infant mortality rate. So if you see the context, it says that as many as 4,880 infants they died in Maharashtra between this month of April and October. Okay, so this year, which is like a daily average of 23 deaths have been seen. So if you see some more important facts, so here infant mortality rate, that is IMR. So what is this IMR? So how can we define this IMR? So IMR is defined as the number of death of children under the age of 1 year per 1000 live births for a given year. And this one here is the country's average of IMR stands at 32%. Okay, 32 per 1000 live birth. So because of this, we can include an average of 36 deaths for rural and as well as 23 for urban areas. And this one is under 5 mortality rate. So this under 5, that means the children who are not getting this 5 years of age, so they will be dying. Okay, so this is called as under 5 mortality rate. And this one is neonatal mortality rate. So this neonatal mortality rate, which defined as the number of deaths during the first 28 completed days of life per 1000 live birth in a given year or a period. So neonatal means nothing but within 100 days of getting birth or born here. So whenever there is a death is happening, that is called as neonatal mortality rate. Okay, clear? And now let us move on. So here you can see what are the reasons or what are the causes for this increasing of child mortality rate. So there is poor infrastructure. So there are the structural issues, lack of appropriate facilities, and there are a lot of private people that are involved, and there is delay in referring the patients. Okay, so there is a lack of transportation. So because of all these things, now they are hindering. And next one is they are also having the poor nutrition. So a significant portion or proportion of population lives below the poverty line, and especially pregnant women in poor families, they lack access to adequate nourishment during pregnancy. So finally that will lead to some complications in pregnancy like anemia and even childbirth, and the poor nutrition during pregnancies also leads to nutrition deficiency in the child. That means whenever you are pregnant, I am talking about women, not for men. Okay, so whenever you are getting pregnant, so try to focus on the nutrition. Nutrition plays a very important role. So if you are taking the proper enough nutrition, so that will be also shared with your baby in your fetus. So because of this, there will be the less chance of getting anemia after once discharge is done. And next one here is lack of skilled personnels. So there is a shortage of doctors, nurses and other staff, especially in rural areas, that will hinder the regular supervision and also timely referral of women to engage in emergency obstetric care when complicated diagnosis. So if you are talking about this, there is a strange even shortage of doctors, shortage of nurses and even other technical staff, they are being absent in the rural areas. So because of this, it will mainly hinder, that means it will lower the value of this hospitals, and they said that they are going for referral of a woman to emergency obstetric care. Okay, so that is the thing which mainly seen. And this one is there is lack of proper education and awareness. So here next point is education and awareness deficit. So women, they are coming from the poor families. So because of this, they do not have the knowledge of awareness. They don't have the knowledge, so they just know about the the nutrition requirements. So they also be unaware of other precautions, and that is required during and after childbirth. So actually during the childbirth, woman needs to know like what are the steps that are going to happen, and what are the bodily changes that they are going to happen, and what is the role played by the different hormones like progesterone, luteinizing hormone, FSH, etc. And even after the childbirth also you need to know some knowledge regarding how to handle the care. So what of the malnutrition, so how can you improve the nutrition of the baby, so like that you need to have even the knowledge after the childbirth. So normally, especially in the rural areas, they will depend upon the delivery that will be done by these traditional midwives. So rather than them, you can go to the nearby hospital. Okay, and next one is child marriages. So even whenever we are seeing these child marriages, so child marriages are still prevalent in our country. So that is due to the early pregnancy, that is pregnancy at the very younger age, and also more frequent pregnancies are seen. So children they were born to earlier pregnancies are more vulnerable to the death at a very early age. Okay, so these are some important facts and data regarding the outcomes and as well as what are the challenges regarding this IMR. And next topic it is about security breach. So already we discussed this topic number of times. And again let us have a discussion. So if you're talking about the context, it says that recently there is a case of intruders who breached the security of parliament. And actually these people they entered into this parliamentary building. Okay, and they exposed yellow color canisters. And if you say security breaches in sensitive government institutions such as parliament, they can have a significant implications on the national security. So here this point says that whenever there is a security breach which is going on in houses, in government institutions, so what are the sensitive information is there here, so that can be having a significant impact on the national security. And what are the some potential implications? So for example, here we have data compromise. So here in many systems we can see there might be the personal data, right? So sensitive information such as classified documents and legislative deliberations and possibly even information about the public figures and may be compromised as a result of breaches. So here if you see here sensitive information, like for example we have number of documents and we have legislative deliberations, so these can be misused, so you have to be very much careful. And next one here is national security risk. So enemies they will have now gaining of access to this parliamentary system and they can learn about intelligence and also other techniques and national security plans and other vital details also. And next one is political instability. So political instability that could result in a form of a decline in public confidence. So we are focusing on decreasing of public confidence, and even we are having the ability to safeguard private information due to security breaches. And what are the measures can be taken? The first one here is we can take cyber security measures. So using this intrusion detection system, firewalls and other advanced encryptions to fortify cyber security infrastructure and procedures in the order to fend off cyber attacks. So actually here they want to focus on intrusion detection systems and they want to come up with efficient firewall systems and as well as advanced encryption systems, okay, and even to fortify cyber security infrastructure. And next one here is frequent security audits. So to find the gaps and vulnerabilities in the system and quickly fix any problems and to conduct a regular security and audits and assessment. So this security audits is very important. And next one is employee education. Okay, so here educating staff members in depth on cyber security best practices such as phishing and as well as social engineering, etc. Then we can make the people with awareness. And this one is we can also focus on multi-factor authentication. Okay, this additional security measures makes it harder to the unauthorized user to obtain access by requiring the two facilitator of identify or verification. So as it says that the additional security measure is very much required for the harder unauthorized use because they are going for access to this to the governance process. And next topic here is response phase. Okay, so here response plans here mainly includes like we have to create and we have to test incident response plans to for a regular basis and even we have to focus on helping the guarantee to promote well coordinated reaction. So if there is any security breach is happening, so we have to have the plans in front itself. Okay, so we have to come up with the phase wise plans here. Okay, we have to come up with the phase wise plans regarding this security breach. And next one here is we have to focus on monitoring system. So for this to prevent breaches in the future, so we have to focus on the monitoring, and we have to monitor very sincerely, and even each and everything that we have to identify, and we have to address possible security incidences, and finally actually we have to stop the security breach in the future. Okay, so this is about this thing, and next article it is about COP28, that is climate summit. So if you see here, the context says that the 28th session of this conference of parties, that is recently this COP28 has been held and concluded, that you know, right, on December 12th it had been concluded. So it had been started on November 30th, right? So actually it came up with some important outcomes. Okay, so let us see those. So here if you see 20th session of this conference of parties, it is an annual convening of countries which are signatory to United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. Okay, so it had happened recently in Dubai, and actually there were high expectations are seen. Okay, because we are facing already climate change related events. So here all countries, they have to come together and they have to take some enough steps. So because of this we have a very high expectations, and it also said that we have to take some concrete steps to address this climate change crisis. So if you're not taking steps, or if you're not improving your actions, then we have to surrender ourselves to this climate change. And the negotiations which compassed about mitigation efforts, and they said about what the adaptation strategies need to be taken, and financing mechanisms, and even it said about the role of developed countries versus developing nations in the climate action. And even especially they focused about this loss and damage fund. So actually we have to create this loss and damage fund. Okay, so it was dedicated to the negotiations on fund. We have to focus on fund management and as well as financing. So actually we took some historic decision that the fund was operationalized at 2020. Yes, this is COP28. That means from now onwards, yes, this damage fund will be continued. And next one is COP28 outcomes. They had a lot of first. For example, they said that we have to go for declaration on climate and health, and we have to came up with this acknowledgement on role of nature-based solutions, and especially we have to focus on this biodiversity conservation and as well as climate, and we need to move away from this non-renewable energy sources, and we have to move for transition to this renewable energy sources. So all these things are important things which are mainly said in this COP28. So that is the thing that you have to remember. And one more thing here is regarding this mains answer writing practice on 24th December 2023 at 11 a.m. So we have live free orientation class. So if you are facing problem regarding how to write a mains answer, how to structure an answer, and how to write a content, how to show the differentiation between one subject to another subject, and how to write essay, and how to answer a case study, so there is a free orientation class on 24th December. So please do join that. Okay, so without fail do join that, and the link and the passcode of the class will be given, and even that will be posted in the Telegram channel. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this class. So if you like this class, hit the like button and share this class to your friends, and please do subscribe to Rathods IAS Academy. Thank you so much for watching.